Who am I? The girls them sugar. Who am I? The girls them sugar.
What it do? What it do?
What up? What up?
Back.
What up, though?
How you feeling, bro?
You know, feel like I'm from Atlanta. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, low
Feel
key,
like a dope boy again.
low
bro.
key, bro. I could have swore I was selling drugs earlier this week. I don't know where they
Track
came
back
from.
jumping, boy.
I don't know where they came from or where I sold them to, but they was here.
Boy, got nicks, got dimes, got 2 for 5s. What you need? You know what I'm talking about?
Bro, it's been an interesting week, dog. Like, not only that, just an interesting 2 weeks, though. I know we missed for a couple weeks, but I think we should start by saying rest in peace, King Von. Tragic. There's a lot of violence happening in the rap game right now. We gonna kind of touch on that a little bit later on when we get into what happened with the battle this week with the versus battle. But yeah, rest in peace, King Von, man. We didn't get to say it last week because we didn't have a pod, so we'll say it now. But you got any statements on that?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. We celebrate the music, but then we get hit with the consequences. You know what I mean? It's tragic, bro. Like Nip. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Nip. He talk about like being real, like he really about what he talking about. And King Von was kind of the same way. Like when he said something like, bro, he just beat a murder charge. Like he was just locked up for a couple years. Like you knew what he was talking about. It was real. But then when you see the actions like actually play out, it's tragic, bro. So rest in peace, King Von. Rest in peace, Mo 3 from Texas too. But it's been crazy out here, man.
Yeah, it's been wild, man. I mean, what else? I mean, Benny Butcher got hit. There's reports that Boosie got hit. It's we don't need to be here, bro. That's what I can say. We don't need to be here. All the progressive things that we've been talking about and doing this year, we at some point gonna have to address the violence that we give into each other. So if it ain't now, I'm not saying that two things can't be true. I'm not saying that both things aren't problems. I'm just saying that at some point we're gonna have to address the violence that we submit to each other to. I mean, so many kids left without fathers, and they sat and given the same kind of options that their dad was given, and then they repeat the process. I mean, it's like a never-ending loop. I feel like right now. So at some point we're gonna have to address that. But kind of starting on the somber note, but we do want to get into some music real quick. So I know you got a couple singles. There's a ton of albums that came out the last 2 weeks, ton of EPs. King got a few singles that he gonna hit y'all with real quick though.
Yeah, a lot of music dropped, especially since we've been off for a couple weeks. But first single I want to highlight is Hit Boy, Big Sean, and Fabio Foreign with Salute. It's pretty crazy because it's like ever since Detroit 2 came out, like Hit Boy and Big Sean has been releasing singles. Like they had the one with Freddie Gibbs, and now they got the one with Fabio Foreign. And Hit Boy is actually rapping on this one, like, and he's spitting, like he's actually like going in. And I just think it was dope. I love Fabio Foreign right now. I was on Pop Smoke earlier in the year, and now that he's passed, it's kind of like I've ran through his whole catalog, so I don't really have nothing too much new to look forward to. But Fabio Foreign is kind of in that same lane, so I'm really interested in his career and seeing what he has to put out to continue that sound of that New York drill. But it's a dope track, bro. Like Hit Boy he hasn't missed all year. Like, and this song isn't any different. Big Sean came through with a little verse. Fabio Foreign came through with a little verse, but they kind of were like featured on the song, and Hit Boy was like really going in, and he had the hook. So shout out to Hit Boy, shout out to Big Sean, shout out to Fabio Foreign. That Salute. It's a dope track if y'all want to go check that out. Wale, he dropped a track this week too called Flawed. You know how they say like the most disrespected person on the planet is the black woman? The most disrespected rapper on the world is Wale, bro. Wale does not get the credit he deserves because I feel like sort of like Kanye, bro. Like Wale sometimes is ahead of his time. Like before it was cool to celebrate black women, Wale was doing it. Before it was cool to be, like unapologetically black, being yourself, knowing your roots, Wale was doing it. And I feel like Wale just got caught in that transitional shift where we went away from radio and more towards streaming. And he's kind of like in like right below that Kendrick, right below that J. Cole, but in around with Big Sean, but it's just a disconnect there. I don't know what it is, but it's a disconnect there. But with this song, it just reminds you of how talented Wale is. He's one of those type of artists where once you hear him, you remember how great he is and you appreciate him. But once he's gone, it's kind of like you don't really check for Wale. You know what I mean? And I think that this song, it just highlights what actually he's good at, like what lane he carved out for himself, and it's featuring Gunna too, so it's like it has a more modern sound on it. And I don't know what it is. Every Gunna song got like Young Thug on it somehow. Like I don't know if that's like a package deal.
Yeah, like, I don't know either, bro. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know what it is, but like Young Thug is kind of on it, but he's not listed as a feature. But it's a dope track, and it kind of reminds you of how good Wale is. And I don't want his career to go too far without us giving the respect. Like we always talk about who's that 4 and 5. We don't know whether to put Big Sean. We don't know whether to put Wale and everything, but they're definitely in that tier right below the best of the best. So shout out to Wale with Flawed. That's a good track. And then Griselda's own Boldy James. I can't go a week without highlighting some Griselda music. Boldy James, the most recent signee of Griselda, he dropped a track with Stove God Cooks called 1,000 Pills. And it's just the Griselda formula, like old school beat, 1, 2, 3, 4 punch, or 1, 2, 3 punchline. Like it's super simple, super formulaic, but I love that formula. So Boldy James is one of the most consistent rappers. This, I think he's gearing up for his 3rd album. I think that comes out on the 11th. So just in Griselda fashion, like they just keep coming, just keep coming. I think they on pace to drop like 10 to 15 projects this year, bro. So shout out to Boldy James. Shout out to the whole Griselda movement. That's Boldy James featuring Stove God Cooks with 1,000 Pills.
Sure. All right, well, let's get into these albums. There was a ton of stuff that dropped from a couple weeks ago from the last time we potted to this time. So let me start here with So Help Me God by 2 Chainz. Very short album. It's only 50 minutes, especially for a 2 Chainz album. It got features from Kanye West. I can never say, I don't know what to call this dude, but Young Boy. Yeah, I would just call him Young Boy.
NBA Young Boy.
NBA Young Boy, I guess, man. I don't really know.
He can't write it as NBA.
I know, I know it, but
Young Boy never broke again.
When I see it, it looks weird, and I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say when I see it. But it got Lil Wayne, Mulatto on there, Ty Dolla $ign, Lil Uzi Vert. He got a Kevin Gates feature on there, Rick Ross, Schoolie. So a lot of pretty good songs on there. A lot of good features on there. My criticism of it is, I guess I'll start with that, is that it's just another album that came and went for 2020. It's not something that I'll remember for a long time. Not even I can say a lot of songs that I'll add to my playlist going forward. So it is kind of disappointing in that aspect. But for 2 Chainz and 2 Chainz fan, which we know there's a lot of, we know he has a lot of hits. We know he has a lot of these albums that he'll drop, and a lot of music that he'll drop that's satisfying his fan base. So for those type of people, it's great. And for me, I actually enjoyed it. And there's something to be said about OGs that's actually acting like OGs, like that's actually staying in their lane, doing their thing. Like, I think we kind of forget how old 2 Chainz is as far as in the rap game. And he got a song on there where you talk about how he old enough to fuck your mama, but still young enough to fuck like your sister. Like, it's just like, it's kind of wild. It's kind of wild concept. But when, but in the thought process of actually thinking about what that is and what he said, he's actually right. Now, like, you know, like he's not old. Like he don't come off as an old head. He don't really come off like that, like Snoop Dogg old. But he kind of is just about that old, like, as far as in the rap game. We don't know that he had the best recreation of anybody, really. I mean, from going to Players Club, being Titty Boy, to going to 2 Chainz. I mean, once he flipped to 2 Chainz, it was like he was a brand new person. And so we look at that person like it's somebody different from the other guy, which was Titty Boy. But it's not. He's been doing this for a very long time, and now he's been sustaining this level of kind of greatness, really. I mean, if you look at it, and not only that, if you just listen to 2 Chainz, not only what he's saying, but his like interviews and things of that nature, he be speaking game, bro. Like he really an OG. He really be doing it the right way. He really one of those people, like, you can, I think, like, if you was in the game and you was from Atlanta or something like that, you could really holler at 2 Chainz and he'll help you out. Like he'll really give you some game to help you get on your way. So I really appreciate 2 Chainz for that. So for that reason alone, I'm gonna appreciate this album. I'm appreciate any music that 2 Chainz drop from here on
out. Yeah, 2 Chainz is the person, like, you give him a pass. Like he can do no wrong. Like he built up such a track record. Like even when he come through and he drops some mid, it's like that's 2 Chainz, bro. Like what you gonna say about it? You know what I mean? But it's not bad music. It's just not memorable music. And when
Yeah.
you got such a big name like 2 Chainz, like, oh, bet 2 Chainz drop, you got to listen to it. It just nothing really stuck. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
think that's kind of the trend of some of the music
These
that's been
last couple
dropping lately.
weeks. Yeah, these last couple weeks, it feel like that. And speaking of that, Pluto and and Baby Pluto. I'll say Lil Baby, excuse me. Pluto, Pluto and Baby Pluto. Future and Lil Uzi Vert dropped a tape. 54 minutes, 16 songs. Um, Listen, man, it's it ain't a lot there for me, man. It just really ain't. It's not a lot there for me.
Did
I,
you make it through the whole thing though? Like,
I made it through the whole thing
oh,
twice.
okay, that's an accomplishment then.
Yeah, I made it through the whole
Okay.
thing twice because I listened to it the first time and I listened to it in parts. And it was because I was just riding in the car and I was listening to it that way. And every time I got in the car, I listened to a couple songs.
Right.
I took it back, and when I was working out, doing lifting weights or doing cardio or whatever like that, I was listening to it in the headphones because I was thinking like it can't be what I just heard in the car because I don't remember any song. So I listened to it in the headphones, and I was like, I don't remember any song. Like I don't remember one song. Like not like I don't know. This is crazy to me. Like it really is. It's really wild to me that I listened to this twice and I don't remember a song. Like nothing stood out. It all sounded like mid. Like it was all okay. It was just all kind of like, all right. And it's not as a big deal for me for Lil Uzi because Lil Uzi is almost delivered, especially to his fan base. And he's only been increasing that since he's really came out on the XSL cover. So for him, it's not really a big deal because you can say that this is probably the worst uh, tape or project that Lil Uzi's probably dropped in his career. And that might be true. But for Future, it means a lot more because Future music has sounded like this for the last about 3 or 4 projects. So for Future right now, I'm looking at him like, I don't know what's going on anymore. Like I don't really know what your lane is or what your spot in the game is because it felt like you lost it. I don't know to who or to what, but it felt like you don't really got it like you had it. Because I don't hear no fuck up the commas. I don't hear nothing like that on this. Like I can't remember the last time I heard something like that from him. I don't hear no thought it was a drought on this. Can't remember the last time I heard it. I don't hear nothing from What a Time to Be Alive on this. I don't hear no big hits like that from Future, and I haven't heard any big hits like that from Future in a long time. And if there was one, you could say it was with him and Drake when they dropped they single. And even that was cool. It was a time, and it came and kind of went.
That was the
So
Drake stimulus package though. Like
it was the Drake package, and if that didn't have Drake on it, we wouldn't even be talking about it right now. But the fact that Drake was even on it was what gave it that extra edge. And so for you to have Drake on it and still kind of came and went, it's kind of like the Lil Yachty joint. Like it's just, if that what we're measuring you now, because that's kind of wild, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of a wild descent. So for Lil Uzi, I'm not, do Lil Uzi gonna do what he do. Lil Uzi is probably one of the most he's probably the most successful people out of that class that he came out of. So Lil Uzi, he gonna get his and he gonna be all right. Future, man, I don't envy his spot right now in the game.
Yeah, he kind of like cursed by his success again. Like once you got a big name, you can't run from these expectations anymore. It's like we expect like something to move. Like we expect the needle to move. We expect something to change when you drop. We expect a new sound, a new flow, or something to talk about. And then I'm gonna ask you this though: could this be us getting old? Could this be us like tuning into different things? Because when you listen to it, they're not really talking about much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Out of all the albums that came out, I was reaching into the R&B bag deep these last couple weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just was like looking at all those albums that I could have listened to, and I was still just on my Giveon, on the new Trey Songz joint, on the old Summer Walker joint. I was listening to Get You by I can't remember what his name is right now, but I'm listening to all these R&B songs, and I was thinking in my head like I got all this music that I need to be listening to, but I'm not inspired to listen to it right now.
Gotcha.
And so I maybe it is that we're getting older. I don't know, but my ear ain't fucking with it right now.
Yeah.
So,
because when I just came from the gym and I was listening to it in there, and it's almost like I tune out of it. Like
Yeah.
I'm not engaged in it, but I have to like make an effort to listen to what they're
Mm-hmm.
saying. And then when I'm doing that, I get a different approach to it. But it's like I never used to have to do that. Like with good albums, they
Mm-hmm.
draw me in. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
have to try to. Like with this, it feels like a task. Like, all right, what do I think about this song? Okay.
Yeah.
Future is dipping his toe into Little Uzi's world, whereas though like I don't know, it's just a weird like I got analytical listening to it,
Yeah.
whereas though I didn't just enjoy it type of
The
thing.
2 songs that they dropped before this was better than every song on this,
Absolutely,
which was weird.
yeah. 'Cause
So
I love
I don't.
Like Paddock was. I love
Paddock is
that.
hard as fuck.
Like I love Paddock, but
Paddock is hard as fuck. So I don't really know what
yeah,
happened. It don't feel right though.
it's like the Clippers, bro. They look good on paper. When it's time
Yeah,
to play the game, something ain't right. That boy
not the
ain't
same,
right.
bro. Yeah, not the same, bro. Not the same. So let's go from here. We're gonna save him for the last. So let's go into Meek Mill. Let's go to your Philly boy. I'll let you start this one off with Quarantine Pack.
Yeah, it exists. Yeah, he did that. Nah, this is this is what I was saying, bro. Meek is it's this felt like him validating his position as the OG to the newer artists. You know what I mean? Meek is the person that has his flag in the ground. It's like I'm the king of the streets type of thing. Like that's my role in hip hop. You know, so I need to be the OG to all the up and coming people in the streets. That's kind of like in that lane. So he got the 42 Dougs on there. He got Lil Durk on there. He got his new artist Vori on there. And then hit the sounds on it, they have like a new modern sound. Like if you listening to like newer artists, that they sound like the beats on Meek project. My thing is I don't know, I think Meek bigger than that, bruh. Like
Yeah.
Meek is, in my opinion, Meek is one of the heavy hitters. Like this 4-pack just to test it out. Like if you listen to the songs that he dropped pre-COVID, like the Letter to Meek, if you listen to the Believe song with Justin Timberlake, that's high caliber, high quality music. Like that's not no like this felt like play. Like this some stuff that you could have just left on a hard drive, bro. Like I don't need to hear this because it didn't do nothing for me. You know what I mean? And I feel like Meeks, he playing around like his legacy, not he's still building a legacy. Like Jay-Z don't just drop like just random stuff because he got a legacy to protect. Like we got a certain expectation out of that. And it's like I don't know, man. With Meek, I ain't really feel this one.
Yeah, man. It's continuing the trend of disappointment as far as the rap game this year outside of Griselda. And outside of Griselda got to be stated because they've been dominating. But outside of Griselda, it's been pretty disappointing. It really has. And this kind of tape for me is just it's something I would have liked to be good because I feel like he really does good EPs. I feel like he really does. He gave songs like Gave Him Hope. That came off an EP. Like songs, I can't think of a bunch right now, but a lot of his songs, not saying he doesn't give great albums, but he always gives EPs that got some good shit on there that I want to listen to.
Like he had on his last one, he had the one with Jeremiah and P&B Rock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
like,
yeah.
He got it in him, but
he gets shit off on EPs.
This ain't
so
that,
this one was just kind of weird. It just was a little weird. It didn't really hit like that. I really did like the first song, and I feel the shit that he's saying in the last three. It didn't sound that great. It just didn't sound that great. That's kind of where I came up with. Like I fuck with him. I feel what he's saying. I feel the type of shit he's talking about, like the Paint Away with Lil Durk. And we gonna talk about Lil Durk here in a little bit because he kind of been getting his shit off a low key. Like he kind of low key. Like if you get a Lil Durk song in the last about 4 to 6 months, he kind of been getting his shit off on your tracks. So,
Facts.
but I feel the shit they saying, but it just didn't really sound to the quality that I expected Meek Mill to sound at this point. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on. let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and move on, man. Like, and I'm sorry, y'all, but it really don't get much better for me, at least. We're gonna go over to the baby now. My brother's keeper, long live G. Again, it don't make me feel good to kind of criticize somebody's message, like, because the message is there, right? Like, I respect it. This is a good. If we just talking about like emotional value of what's going on here in this like tape, I respect it. It's a good message, like being your brother's keeper and things like that. And if it does feel sad, I hear it in the songs. But for 7 songs in 19 minutes, pretty much the baby just sung, and that's not what I need. Like that, like that's in this again. I'm gonna say, like Future, and I know Future and the baby ain't been out for that long, but it's been patchy. The ups have been very, very patchy. Like, he is booming a lot. I'll be on TikTok a lot, and I constantly hear songs from the baby, but it's very patchy as far as the ups in his career. I don't really consider him being able to put together a product since his first one, since his first big one that came out, and he's dropped a lot of music since then. Now you can say on features he's been doing his thing, and he's been doing a good job on these features, but I think when you try to stray to we I think he got too much into I want to change my sound. People say how every song sounded like, things like that, and it got all the way to here where he's singing and it don't sound good. Like, I don't really want that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really. It's not. I don't think anybody really wants to hear the baby be singing. Like you said in the text, I ain't go. You probably say it yourself, but you got to turn it off after a while. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I agree. So I'm gonna stand behind that too. Like, after you listen to the baby sing for a little bit, you like, I could be doing better stuff in my time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have to listen. I shouldn't have to be forced to listen to this. I could do something better. And that's kind of where I was at with this. But Meek Mill's on it. So there's that. And somebody named Tootsie. And somebody named No Cap. No Cap. No
All
Cap.
right,
Is
this is
right.
all I'm gonna say, dog.
Right.
You getting mad. One, bro, like, I don't know how like last minute this project was, but it felt last minute. Like, I don't know if this got the proper like mixing. I don't know if this got the proper like mastering. But when I say like it don't sound good, it don't sound like polished. It sound like that Meek song. It sound like they didn't edit Meek vocals at all. Like, they got his background like in the back screaming. It's like, bro, this don't sound good. Like, y'all didn't mix this. Like, y'all couldn't turn that down a little bit to blend it a little better. But the baby singing, like, y'all couldn't throw no more auto tune on that. Y'all couldn't put some background vocals in the back of that to make it sound better. It's like, again, like you said, I agree with the sentiment. I like the messaging. I think what he's talking about is real. When he's talking about him and his brother and what they're going through, when he's talking about facing his battles and how depression, got the best of his brothers, but he won't let it get the best of him. And I love what he's saying. I think towards the end of the project, it gets better as he starts like rapping. But I don't know, but it's a lot of singing going on in the game. Like, if you listen to most of these projects, it's a lot of singing. Like, St. John dropped the project recently, just a bunch of singing, heavy auto tune. But it's like, I listen to R&B, bro. Like, I'm heavy on the R&B. I know a good song. Like, I love good singing voices, so it's hard for me to listen to somebody try to sing and it's not good. Like, Kevin Gates dropped a song. I don't want to get too crazy, but Kevin Gates just dropped a song this week, and he's singing on it. And Kevin Gates is not a great singer, but he's not a bad singer. But he has background vocals. He has a backup singer with him to kind of catch him to where once he gets out of tune, you're not distracted by it. And it's like it sounds better. It sounds like a good song. And these rappers, bro, it's like they don't take the time to put in their craft to figure that out. Like, all right, bet I'm not the best singer, but I want to sing this to get this point across, but I won't, get the background vocals or just put the time in the craft to put this out because it's so easy to make music. And I think that, I don't know, bro. I just like the Ti album. It felt like he took his time with it. It came together, good songs. Busta Rhymes. Some people say he was working on that for like years. Took the time, come together. Like this Kendrick album, he hasn't dropped in what 2-3 years. He's taking his time. He's putting this piece of art together and releasing it. And it's like, don't disrespect me with no stuff you just came up with, recorded real quick, and just put out. Like, nah, bro, I ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah, yeah, it's disappointing, man. It's disappointing. Let's go ahead and get to these last two. These two I didn't hear much of. I heard a couple songs of, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk on them. I think this one is actually good from what I've been reading from y'all. So I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk about this. That's Chomp from Russ EP. Got about 5 songs on it, only 23 minutes. A lot of good features on there, like Benny the Butcher, Busta Rhymes, DJ Premier, Absol. So go ahead. Let's hear about it.
So this project is great. Like this is a dope project. I feel like this one, Russ, because Russ is he can produce, he can engineer, he can rap, like he can sing, he literally can like a one-man show. So with that, he knows how to put the pieces together. And when he doesn't have to do everything, this is what I want J. Cole to do, when you can get other people to fill those spots and just focus on your part. It elevates your part, because now all that time and energy you spent doing all these other things, you can now just focus in on your part. And I feel like what he did when he brought in Premier to make a beat, when he brought in Knife Wonder to make a beat, to just focus on his verse, his talent elevated and his talent got sprung to the forefront. And I feel like every song was like tailor made for who was featured on there. Like the song with Crooked Eye, when he was going with him, sounds a lot different than the song with Ab-Soul. And that song sounds a lot different than the one with Busta Rhymes. And that song sounds a lot different than the one with Benny the Butcher and Black Thought. And in doing that, like me did with the 4-pack, like just throwing something out there, this is just an EP. You know what I mean? Just throw something out there just to let y'all know, like, I'm really good. I'm nice with this. And with this, it's like, bro, he literally held his own with Benny the Butcher and Black Thought. Like, those are two of the best rappers of this time right now. Like, I haven't heard Kendrick rap in a while, so I don't know how in shape he is. Sci-High, you can put him up there, but it's like, of right now, Pusha, Freddie Gibbs, Benny, and Black Thought, they at the top of the list. And I mean, Russ went bar for bar with them, didn't miss a beat, and that showed me a lot. Because I know Russ can make a hit song. Like, he can make something for the ladies. He can sing something. Like, I know Russ can do that. But this was a statement like, nah, bro, I really do this, and I'm really nice with this. Like, he had a bar in that song where he said, like, if you model your mind after mine, you'll be fine. But if you model your mind after everybody else, then you probably gonna die. And it's like, I'm thinking about all Russ moves. Like, Russ wrote a book. Russ making albums. Russ literally, he put out the receipts. Like, yo, this is how much money I'm making on my TuneCore. This is how much money I'm making from these songs. This is how much money I'm making in a year because I do all these parts. Like, he really puts in the work. And say what you want, bro, Russ will pull up. Anybody that has ever said something about Russ, anybody that ever got a problem with Russ, they got them skibbity paps, bro. Like, Russ will pull up on you. Dog.
I need not put that in this video. I need not put that in this video, dog.
Russ will pull. So it's like, he checks all boxes, but I think, like I was saying with Wale, his attitude kind of rubs people the wrong way.
People hate him.
Yeah, it's a disconnect on it. But this project right there, this is a dope project. Like, it's only an EP, so I'm not gonna put it up there with like top of the year, but there's no misses on this one.
Yeah, it's really hard to move through like the game that way too these days, and for him to actually navigate like that. Because when social media, especially when like Black Twitter label you like lame or a clown or whatever they want to say about you, it's really actually hard to move in this space like that. Like they make it a thing to any post that's posted about you or anything that you say about anything is invalidated. Like, it's really hard to move like that when everything that you do is being hated on. So for him to actually be able to come out with something like this, like you said, I haven't heard it yet, but I did hear the Benny the Butcher joint, and I will listen. Alone will make me listen to the rest of this, because at this point, especially here, like at this time in the wintertime, like if you ain't really talk about nothing, like I'm not in no mood, bro, for no bullshit right now, dog. Like, I'm just not. Like, I'm not in the mood to be hearing about this and that it's the we're gonna talk about here in a second, but I I'm not in the mood for that, bro. So if you're not talking about nothing, then I can't really do nothing for you. Though. I don't. You're not gonna get a high rating for me. So that one I'm happy about. So we got something off that we actually like. Let's move on to this one, which I haven't heard it all as well, but you have. So While the World Was Burning by St. John. What you got to say about that one?
So it's a thing, bro. Like I'm a huge fan of St. John. Like I'm a huge fan. I listen to his first project. I listened to his last one. And this one, what I love about St. John is he's different. Like every time you hear him, it's like only St. John can make this. You know what I mean? And he has a song on there, and he's like, "I'm trying to be the next Kanye." And I see, like, obviously he like you can't be Kanye. You know what I mean? Like, but I get what he's meant. Like he's trying to be a trendsetter. Like he's trying to go against the grain, trying to do something different. And I think he does that for the most part. But I think with this project, he kind of went back to the well too many times. Like he had two different versions of Roses, which originally came out in 2016. You know what I mean? He had the dance remix to it, then he had the future remix to it. But it's like, yo, that song is like, I love the original. Like I love Roses, like the original jump from 2016. It's like the more and more you recreate it, it's like it kind of gets diluted. And he did that multiple times on this project where he went back to the well on songs from his last project, and then he kind of just took the same exact beat, the same exact hook, but he redid the verses and then added a feature, which is cool because it's like I love these songs. Like I love the High School Reunion song. I love the Monica Lewinsky song. Like those, that's my shit, bro. Like I love these songs. But when I hear the beat again, and now I hear Lil Uzi on it, now I hear the Baby on it, it's like, all right, that's cool and it adds to it, but like, what about the original song? You know what I mean? I got memories to those original songs. I connect with those original songs. Now I got these new ones. It kind of just, I don't know, bro. It's like I don't want that. You know what I mean? I'm cool with what I had. I want something new. And I think that when he got the new songs on there, when he got the one with Jid, the Quarantine Wifey, when he got the song from Kanye on there, and it's like they kind of talking back and forth, like he's saying like, yo, I don't like Trump, and then Kanye saying like, bro, I need you to be different. Like you trying to be me, but you talking like everybody else talk. It's like I like that, and then that shows me like this is what I want more of. I want this, St. John. But when he keeps going back to the well and keep doing the same thing over and over again, that's not why I like St. John. And then St. John will sing his heart out, but he's not the best singer. And sometimes like he goes full on ballad, and it's like, bro, like don't do that, bro. I don't need that. I don't need that. But again, he not making those songs for me. Obviously, he not making that for me. He making that for the women. But it's like you could be so much better if you just combine that and just take the Bryson Tiller approach, half rap, half sing type of thing. Like you already got the formula, bro. Like don't, you know what I'm saying? You switching up the wrong things. Like you switching up this, you going full singing, but then you're not making newer songs because you keep going back to the old beats. And it's like, I don't know, bro. I still got faith in St. John. It's not bad music, and none of this music that I'm like critiquing, it's not bad songs. It's just because you got a name, I have a higher expectation of you. And it's like with St. John, because he's still building, I give him a pass because it's not bad music. I just want more variety. This was kind of like more of the same for me.
Yeah. It's forgettable, though.
Yeah.
Like I haven't heard this. I'm just saying if it's anything like what I've been hearing the last couple weeks, it's just kind of forgettable, man. And that's, it might be unfair to the artist to say that a little bit because that's just kind of how we are in this day and age with music, and everything is so fast. Everything's coming fast. Podcasts are coming at you fast. Information is coming at you fast. The sports are coming at you fast. Everything is available right on your phone. It's so quick that it's hard to even digest. Like I remember listening to what felt like, and I don't know if this is true because it's been so long ago, but in my senior year in 2012, I remember listening to Sorry for the Wait for like 2.5 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like I just remember like just listening to that for that long. I remember listening to Carter 4 around that time for the long, like a same amount of time, like a year and a half. And so for now, it's like I feel like I get albums and EPs, and it's like a week or two process, and I'm done with it. So like anytime I get something that's like, oh, I'm going back to this, like, oh, Tiana Taylor, oh, Kiana Lede drop, oh, I'm going back to that. oh, Summer Walker dropped last year. Oh, I'm going back to that. Giveon, let me go back to that. Like, and it just the trend that I'm seeing is that it's all R&B. That's what I'm going back to. When I scroll through my list and I see all these albums, these rap albums, I'm just scrolling right past them. Like I'm not really going back to them and listening to them. So whether that's for good or bad, whether that's just us or I don't know if anybody else feeling like that. If for you, if you listen to this, comment, hit us on Instagram because I'm actually interested. Like I want to know what other people are thinking. Is it just us that we're so in tune to R&B that's why we're going back to that and not necessarily going back to into the rap, or is it just that the rap quality has been dropping significantly? Because something is going on. One of the two things that got to be true. Either way, I don't think that rap is in the spot that it was in 2016, 2012, I don't think it's where it was then. So say what you want. A lot of that is our big name artists just haven't been around either though, So we'll see what happens January 2021. I don't think Drake will have an issue because it's Drake. But we'll see what happens. Speaking of that, we gonna be on the side that we probably don't want to be on this one, but it gotta be said, bro. We gotta come out and say what we gotta say about this. So, Meg Thee Stallion, good news. I know my sister. She hit me up about a week ago and was like, "Oh, where the pot at?" And I was like, "Oh, we just about to drop it." And she was like, "Oh, okay. I was just wondering if y'all was gonna talk about like the news announcement for Meg Thee Stallion, good news." And I'm like, I ain't gonna make a topic out of like a, like somebody announces something. So, so I already knew that she wanted us to review this real bad. And so here it is. Meg Thee Stallion, good news. A ton of hype, bro. A ton of hype. That's my overall like whole take on this. Is just even after listening to it, it is a ton of filler. It's like watching a bunch of shows, and the good parts of it is there, but the bulk of what you're listening to and watching is filler. There's a bunch of just people that you don't want to hear from, a lot of beats that you don't want to hear from, a lot of characters that you don't want to hear from. That's kind of where I'm at, and that's really based off of, you can look at like the body joint and say, well, it's doing really well, and the video is doing really well. It's doing really well because the video is good, because it has a bunch of it's exactly what's going on right now. It's a bunch of black women, supporting black women. So it's great for that. But you cannot tell me that if you wanted a Meg Thee Stallion single off of this album, you would want it to repeat body yaddy 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 for at least 2 minutes of that song. You can't tell me that that's what you wanted, dog. The biggest Meg Thee Stallion fans cannot tell me right now that song is the one. That's not the one you wanted, bro. It's not. I cannot to the life of me understand that. You do not want that song. I don't want that song. And let me be clear, she don't make songs for me. I don't know if any man in history, no real man, was like, who your favorite rapper is, like Meg Thee Stallion. That's not no disrespect to her. It's just she don't really make songs for us.
You're not a hottie? You're not a hottie?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not almost pregnant, but I don't see no belly. You know what I mean? Like, like, there's bars in there that just I'll be listening to, and I'm just like, I ain't really got time for this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not really for me, dog. Like, it's not really meant for me. But either way, you can listen to a song and say good or bad. We just gave her real high praise for the song with her and Young Thug, the Don't Stop joint. Mm-hmm. That song hard. Like she was getting her shit off. I heard a song earlier this year with her and goddamn, what is his name? Dude that was beefing with Black Youngster. Can't remember his name.
Young Dolph?
Young Dolph.
Yeah.
Had the song with Young Dolph, getting her shit off, bro. She can rap. She got it. My thing about her, this is what it is. Some people ain't meant to really be rapping about something. I don't want this. I know that might sound stupid. I know that might come off as rude or insensitive. I'm not saying she can't rap, because I think that she can. I just think that hers, when the beat is not up to par and she's not exactly on the beat, rapping, hitting every like bass, every time that bass drops, she's saying something. Like if she's not rapping like that, the song suffers. So I listened to the first joint, and I know everybody was hyping that up because it was kind of a Tory diss, and she had to actually rap about something, and it was kind of subpar. Like it was like it was subpar. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just kind of like I was expecting something big, especially because when Tory Lanez did, I'm not trying to compare the two because I don't want to be insensitive to the situation. But when I listened to Tory Lanez, when he had his big one, when it was his diss track, he can actually, when you gave him a topic to rap about, he shows you what he do. Like he showed you like the pen is nice, bro. Like, I don't have to just rap about bullshit. I can do this too. Now you got the same topic, and it didn't really hit. It was just kind of like, you broke, you and your feelings. My best friend, she a hoe, or she on her knees sucking dick. It's just like you say the same things in every other song about people. So for you to have the ammunition and the clip still be empty when you shoot it, it feels weird. Like it just feels weird. So again, it's just a lot of filler. It's just a lot of hype to me. And the songs that beats are good were pretty good. The songs that the beats weren't that good, the songs weren't that good. I just don't think that at this point in her career, she can carry a song with a subpar beat. It has to be the same. The beat has to be hard for her to excel at those songs right now. And that's a lot. That is what it is. You know what I mean? There's always one of these. There's always one of these females in the game. And I hope this don't come off as insensitive or offensive to anybody, but there's always one of these, right? There's the hottest female artist and there's the best female rapper. To me, Rhapsody is the best female rapper. And she's been there for the last few years. Meg Thee Stallion right now is the hottest female artist. So she gonna get those plays and those bids that everybody is afforded to of that role. Before her, it was Cardi B. Before her, it was Nicki Minaj, and you can argue that she was the only one that really had the hottest and the best female rapper at the same time. She might have been that one in a whole, but since her, it's been kind of separated. And to me, it went to Rhapsody as the best female rapper, and then it's been going from place to place as far as who's the hottest. Right now, it's Meg Thee Stallion. Before it was Cardi B. The only difference between those two, to me, Meg Thee Stallion can actually rap. Cardi B is kind of like it is what it is. I actually think Meg Thee Stallion can actually rap. So she's going to be successful. I just wonder how is it going to play out? How long is this sustainable? Because her best songs are the ones where she's talking about the sex. The best songs are the ones she's talking about the tricking. The things of that nature, you know, the ones with the baby, the one with the City Girls. Those are her best songs. Is that sustainable? I don't know. From what I can tell, the handover for that is every 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, cause Sweetie, she looking to step in that light, bro. Like Sweetie,
she coming
right
in,
there.
bro.
She right there. Like
she dropped her single. She dropped her single the same night, bro, and that shit doing well.
Yeah.
Her and Janae Aiko.
Yeah. I actually watched that video. I'm like, hey, bro, I can see Sweetie going on. Dang, I see it.
And I'm gonna be honest, I made fun of Tap In.
Yeah.
I clown Tap In. I thought that song was terrible. That song went popping off. That song was terrible. That shit started going off. I'm like, okay, I can see it. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's every 2 to 3 years right now is the handover for that role. It's tough.
Yeah. We'll tell a quick story. I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So back in the day, way before, you know, young Cyrus used to be a rapper, right? Mm-hmm. In the 10th grade, we had this. I was living in Florida, and they had this like American Idol type show. But because I was the rapper in school, they made a rap category. So it was me and like 2 other people, right? So I went up there and I had a full 8 Mile moment. Like I went up there and I forgot my lyrics. I was like, beat playing. The homie was with me. Like I made it the homie sing the hook because I wanted to catch my breath. So I was up there looking like, and then when the hook came, the homie would get up there and start rapping. He's like, all right, go, 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 go. And I say a little bit and I'm like, and I forgot my words, right?
Where are we going now? Where are you taking us now?
But guess what? I still won that night. Like
Okay.
it was based on like applause, and then when it came
Yeah.
to me, everybody went crazy, and I still won. But
Yeah.
it wasn't because I rapped the best, you know. Everybody
Mhm.
else finished their songs, but it's because they like me. Like,
Mhm.
yo, this the rapper. Like, yo, he gotta
Yeah.
win. We made this category for him. He gotta win.
Okay. I see
That's
where we're
kind of
going.
like with Meg Thee Stallion.
Mhm.
We want her to win. We like
Mhm.
who she is. We like what she represents. We like what she brings to the table. We like her potential. But her album just didn't give me that. You know, it's kind of like me choking on stage. It's like, we know you can do better. Like, you better than this. Like,
I'm still gonna support.
I got you. We're gonna push
Yeah.
you. You're gonna do them numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You still got the Beyonce feature. You got everybody, you got the industry behind you, but I don't know, bro. I don't know if she got it.
Yeah.
And it's like, this isn't her first album. Like, she's had the Sugar EP coming out. She had the album last year coming out. And it's like, she got moments, but I don't know if she got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Nicki Minaj, like, love her or hate her, she had it.
Yeah.
When she came through, like, it was a moment.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it's like, even Cardi B moment was, it was
It was
real.
big.
You know
It
what I'm
was
saying?
big.
It was felt like almost every single of her album was
Yeah, it was
going,
big.
going. Meg is like, we want her to fill that spot, but I don't know if she has what it takes to be that it person. And you can already see the writing on the wall. Hey, we got Sweetie on deck. You know what I mean? She can do
Mulatto.
it. We got Mulatto on deck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you only got a couple more tries at this. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. It feels like you said, feel like the clip empty on this one, bro.
Yeah, man. It just it was set up, and here's the difference. Okay, Nicki Minaj when she set up for something, she knock it out the park.
Mm-hmm.
Right when they put like carve out a time frame or a minute on a song for her, you can even look at it even as early as recent as the song with Big Bang with YG Big Sean. When they carved out that part for Nicki Minaj, she came in that bitch and destroyed that verse. Like that, I don't know if that type of firepower is in Meg Thee Stallion's arsenal.
Yeah.
I just don't know right now. I'm not saying it's not. The potential is there.
Mm-hmm.
The opportunity is definitely going to be there because even though I feel like Cardi B's moment was probably still bigger, I feel like people love on Meg Thee Stallion way harder than they did Cardi. Like they going way hard for her right now.
Cardi B talking to the president, bro. Like, let's be real, bro.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I might be overestimating, but everything I see right now is Meg Thee Stallion related.
Well, but that's the thing. It's the situation, bro.
Yeah.
Before this Tory situation, it's like
Yeah.
the hot girl summer stuff was dying down.
Yeah.
And you got to think who threw her the olive branch? Cardi B.
Yep.
Like, hey, I got this song. I know it's about to do numbers.
Yeah.
But, hey, I don't hear people saying Meg part on WAP. I hear Cardi part on WAP. I see Cardi part going viral on TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't hear Meg part. You know what I mean? So it's like, let's not underestimate. Cardi still in that throne, bro. And she like getting up like, you got this? I don't think you got it.
Yeah.
WAP was supposed to be the handoff, and I don't know. I think she fumbled it, bro.
It's tough to say, man.
Get a bucket in a box, or get a bucket in a box.
I'll go. I'll go.
Get a bucket in the box.
Oh shit, dog. Oh man, it's funny because I know that was leading up to a joke. I know that was finna be a joke, but we didn't get there. We didn't get there. Oh shit,
This guy telling me to shut
oh, bruh.
Oh,
Bruh. But yeah, man. I guess the last thing to talk about on this album is what do you think the sales is gonna be? We did talk about how we had a are you rocking with this or not about this the first time we did that segment. Yeah. And I think the over under was, I can't really remember right now off the top of my head, but what do you think the over under is going to be on this one? Now I want to remind you, Savage Remix has been out for almost a year. I feel like, Girls in the Hood has been out since this summertime, and then Don't Stop has been out for quite a long time as well. A couple months maybe.
Yeah.
So these songs have already grasped a certain amount of views already. So just adding on the album is going to kind of boost her numbers. But what do you
Yeah.
think is this going to do?
I think it's honestly, I want to say 100 to 150, but because of the just because of the Savage remix,
Mm,
I might put it 150 to 200.
okay.
But honestly, if not for those songs, I wouldn't see it breaking 100, bro. Like this
Yeah.
is not, it's not moving. Like it's not connecting, bro. Like
Mm.
you know when something is moving. Like you can see it on a timeline. Like you can't escape it when something happens. Like I'm not seeing this at all. It's like I'm seeing,
Yeah.
I'm all I'm seeing is Jeezy and Gucci.
Yeah.
That's all I'm seeing.
Let me put this into perspective. Invasion of Privacy debuted at #1 with 255,000.
But you felt that.
Yeah.
When Cardi dropped, you felt that, like, all right, you ain't going nowhere. Like, all her Instagram live, like, her Instagram was going viral. Everything that she was doing was going viral. Her Fashion Nova ads was like literally everything Cardi B did. You felt it. I don't really feel this from Meg, bro. Like, I really don't feel this.
So you said it should. You said you think the over under 100. What would you go?
I say over 100, but
under
only because of the
150.
Savage remix. Only because of the Savage.
Under
remix.
150.
Yeah, I want to say under 150.
I could probably rock with that. Yeah, that's crazy because Cardi B had 100,000, and that was pure sales. The 100,000 that she had over the 25 or 250,000. 100,000 of those were just pure sales.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like it's different, and you can't do the whole buy the album with a concert ticket. You can't do that no more. We don't got concerts no more. Yep. So it's like, hey, bro, I don't see it, bro. Like even with it, I felt Cardi when she came through. Like she won a Grammy off that.
Yeah,
she won a Grammy off that.
Yeah,
like I felt that. It wasn't no denying it. This, nah, bro. Don't stop. Like I love it. That ain't it.
No.
Girls in the Hood, that ain't it. Savage, that had his moment. That was top of the year. That's it. Like that.
Yeah. It's tough, man. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back and see what our over under was then, but
yeah,
100K sound about right. A little disappointing, but let's go ahead and move on. I'm sorry, y'all out there. Hot girls don't kill us. We sorry, man. We
the hotties.
We the hotties, bro. We don't want no smoke with y'all.
Don't shoot us.
With a 22. Let's go ahead. It's a 22.
Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew. Pew, pew. Hold up. Wait a minute. This is a job.
Oh, shit. Why she say that, though? But you shot a 5'10" bitch with a 22? Is that wordplay? Bro, that got me dead just now.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew, pew. I like that bar better.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that, like if it really was it, that meme would be viral by now. Like,
bro, that song had to have come from memes. Yeah, that song had to get some memes, and it didn't. That's because it wasn't much there. It wasn't much on that song, man.
Pew, pew, pew. Hold up. Wait a minute. It's a 22.
It's 22. I'm fucking dead, bro. But it was like I said, but going back real quick, there was a lot of bars in there that I felt like I wasn't supposed to be here. Like maybe I was just supposed to be listening to the song, the fucking beat of it all.
Yeah.
But it was some bars in there, man, and I thought was really, really bad rapping though.
Yeah.
So
bro.
the part, like I said, she had the joint on there with the city girl, where she was just like, she's just like, "Oop, I think I might be pregnant, but I don't see no belly." And I'm like, this.
What we talking
Man,
about?
like, what we doing, Doc? Like what we doing, man?
Who
All
okayed
right, man.
this?
All right, last but not least, man, we gonna get into it. The recession too. Young Jeezy. Actually, Jeezy and Gucci Man actually dropped, but Gucci Man had a bunch of like, it was a compilation of songs, right? Well, I don't think it was a bunch of new ones. But this Jeezy is a new album. A lot of the features on here. Again, I haven't got to most of this yet, so I'm gonna kind of hold my opinion. But it got Neo on there, it got E40, it got Yo Gotti, it got Tamika Mallory on there. So what do you think about this album?
With this, like, this is my thing, bro. Like Jeezy, he damn near raised me, bro. Like I grew up on Jeezy, like for real. Like I told you, the OG used to sit us down and make us listen to Jeezy before we got active that day. Like that's Jeezy he played a major part of my life. So he had a different part of his life now, and it's like I think that's good. Like he's talking a lot about black owned. Like the best song on here by far is called "Almighty Black Dollar" with him and Rick Ross, and he's just talking about like, yo, we need to stop like praising these brands. Like, yo, we're not even wearing these brands no more unless it's coming from a black-owned business or a black owner. We shouldn't even be wearing them because our money, our cultural value is so. We're making these brands hot. We're making these companies rich. And he's like, I'm not drinking nothing unless it's Ciroc or Douce because I know that's going to Diddy and that's going to Jay-Z. Like we need to recognize the power that we have. And like, and the beat on there is amazing. The verse on there is dope. He got Rick Ross on there spitting. Like I think that's the highlight of it. It's a lot of highlights. It's just for me, Jeezy just sound old. You know what I mean? And I think there's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of like 444, but at a point in rap where we celebrate immaturity, where we celebrate just, we celebrate all the wrong things. We celebrate violence. We celebrate being promiscuous. We celebrate money. We celebrate selling drugs. We celebrate all these things. Matured comes off as corny. You know what I mean? And a lot of people get flack for criticizing that about hip hop, but it just is what it is. You got to be selective on how you go about being mature in hip hop. And sometimes the older artist is like, I don't want to hear you preach to me, dog. He's like, don't be my dad. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But when you can make a song like Almighty Black Dollar, where it's like a call to action, it's like an anthem. It's like, yo, we're going to play this as we support that's different. But when you just outright just talking about the state of affairs, you talking about the state of like black people in this country, it's like, bro, this ain't CNN, bro. Like, I don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? But for the most part, it's some great ones. Like he got a song on there called Niggas. And if y'all remember the great Chris Rock special when he's talking about different levels of being black. Like you got African Americans, you got black people, and you got niggas. You know what I mean? Like he break that down and it's dope. He was like, even a fuck nigga killed Nip. Like that's the problem with niggas. You know what I mean? Like we don't want to be that no more. Like we always use that as a term of endearment, but we need to stop saying that. Like we need to stop glorifying being that. And it's like, yo, that's dope. Like I like that. One song is all I need of that. I don't need a full album of that. So it's kind of a balance where he got his songs like Back, where it's just like, yo, like I like that, but then he got some songs where it felt like he preaching. But that's the game. That's the role of an OG in the game.
Yeah,
he there to give us game. That's what he's supposed to do. Yeah, but I don't need too much of that. Give me shorten it up if you're gonna do that. That's my only critique.
He's already gave us so many lessons. I'm not gonna criticize at this point. Like like you said, he damn near raised you. Like it's so much game coming. It's the growth. Like we always talk about growth, but it's oozing like out of Jeezy. Like pause, but it's like the utter like maturity levels. It's oozing, especially when you put him on the stage with somebody like Gucci. And so let's go ahead and talk about that. Let's talk about the Jeezy versus Gucci battle. We'll talk about who won and everything like that. But going like the first thing, like immediately just watching them two, like especially from the first song when Gucci started out with a diss, like it was apparent to me that like, and we really give this to Gucci too, as far as he's matured, as far as he's come, and as far as like where he used to be and where he at now. Jeezy might be multiplied by 4, like as far as the maturity levels and the growth and things of that nature. Because even what I seen personally, I thought Gucci was being immature at one point. At some point, like I understand that there was a diss, and I thought that was cool, and I understand it was a battle, but he was getting outright disrespectful to a level that I think that's why a lot of people were kind of like, oh, Jeezy, kind of clown Jeezy for it because he wasn't kind of responding to it.
Mm-hmm.
But that level of people that y'all always say y'all so unbothered and so this and that, and y'all ain't worried about a broke dude, and they can't even pay me enough to respond, and all y'all always saying all these on y'all posts and under comments and things of that nature. That's what it really looked like, though. Like that's really what unbothered looked like. Like if y'all really want to talk about it, y'all really want to talk about y'all can't even pay me to respond. That's really what it looks like. He's sitting up there. He's like, I'm about to do my shit. I ain't worried about it. He sent a couple sneak diss, and his sneak diss was hard. Like, hey, I ain't got no 100,000 outfit on, but I do own half of Atlanta. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that is like boss up shit. Like, so you can say that Gucci won off of that, but to me, all that shit came and seemed like immature compared to what I consider a real OG, a real boss. Not saying that Gucci Mane ain't, and Gucci Mane didn't have a lot of lessons in his songs, but Young Jeezy really, if there's a part of lessons as far as street rap go, Jeezy is really what the goal is. That's really what should be the goal. Like, Jeezy didn't come out there with a bunch of chains on. He had no watches, because all that shit is material, bro. That shit don't make you real. That shit don't get your family no budgets when you pass. None of that shit really matters in the grand scheme of things. So you can buy all that shit that you talking about, all them Birkin bags, all that shit. Do everything that you want to do. That's fine. There's a time for that. And if you look at Jeezy about 10 years ago, you'll see him with all that stuff. But you see what he's dressed in now, even his attitude now, those type of things that he's going on now is stuff that he's worried about the future, in the future of his kids, the future of his community, and the future of his family. That's what Jeezy's on his Jeezy mind now. So he's not going to go out and buy no watch. He's not going to go out and buy no chain. You didn't see him with one on there. So is he lame for that? If you would think that he is, then that's fine. But really, if you in the streets right now, you should go back and listen to what Jeezy was talking about. You should go back and look into what Nipsey Hussle was talking about. And then you should go and research what they're talking about. Not just listen, but actually research and do the work to actually see what it actually takes to do the type of work that they did, and see that those are actually the goal. It's not just to look good and look fly. It don't matter if you look fly. It don't matter if you have a bunch of change, if you had a car, if you had a house. It matters what you actually doing with that money, what you're investing in, and what your future looks like going forward. You can't hustle at all if you in jail or dead. That's the moral of the story.
Yeah, again, hip hop, we look at maturity as corny. Mm-hmm. You know, we hip hop thrives off immaturity. You know, some of the best, hottest young rappers, they barely even 20. You know what I mean? Some of them start 16, 17, 18. So that's the culture of hip hop. I wouldn't just first shout out, I think social media got this battle down to a T. Like, they described it so well, to the point where it's like, they say Jeezy is a street rapper. Gucci is a hood rapper. Those are two different things. Mm-hmm. And that was on display. Jay-Z is a street rapper. You know what I mean? So just to show you the difference, like, you can be from a certain area, but then evolve out of that and use the principles, use those lessons that you learned in that environment and apply them to another one and boss up. A hood rapper is kind of like the embodiment or what you are when you in that element, but you just, and everything that come with it, the good and the bad, but you become successful in that element. You can't really seem to branch out of that element. You still are influential. You still got the respect. You still are able to help people thrive, but you're still in that element. You can kind of see that. As soon as Gucci pulled up, he had his whole hood next to him. Everybody next to him. Jeezy pulled up, like, you can barely, he had some people like later on they showed up, but you can barely see anybody with him. It felt like Jeezy was just standing on his own. He didn't really need that. He was talking to the strippers after the show. But it's like, it's levels, you know what I mean? But my thing is, I respect both sides of it because we need both sides of it, because Jeezy is speaking to the people that are going to be able to elevate outside of that to see, like, look, this is where I was, look at where I am now, look at the growth, look at the maturity, look at how I got, and look at what I have now, and look what you can aim towards. And Gucci represents, bro, like, Hey, I said this stuff on record, and this was 10, 15 years ago. I'm gonna say it to your face, straight, and I'm gonna stand on that. And that's a certain level of respect, and that's a certain level of ethic that a lot of people don't have when you in that environment. You know, a lot of it now is I'm a thumb thug, I'm gonna talk on social media, but then when I see you, I'm just gonna shoot. I ain't gonna say nothing to your face. I'm not gonna have that same energy. So it's like both sides, the hood rapper and the street rapper will represent it. But I think where we're at in our lives, we both come from that environment and we evolved out of it. So we can connect more with the street rappers because we see the evolution and we can evolve past it. But at the same time, we still know hood dudes. And you know, it's like that's about as mature as they gonna get. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
about that's
man.
all we gonna get from them.
Yeah. I think this boils down to where do you want to be, man? When you watch that, like where do you want to be, bro? Because in the grand scheme of things, is everybody that's in the hood gonna make it out the hood? Probably not, man. Like it just is what it is. Everybody can't be a millionaire, bro. Like, you know, like everybody's not gonna be a millionaire. Everybody's not. A lot of people not even gonna make 100K. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of what it really boils down to. But what do you want to do? Like, do you want to just be where you at? Because if you do, that's fine. Then just keep doing what you're doing. But if not, then there's people out there trying to give you these lessons so you can do stuff that's outside of the box. But it's gonna require you to grow. That's the problem. It's gonna require you to mature. It's gonna require you to do what Gigi did and put that violence down, put that stuff behind you, put that in the past, and forgive people sometimes, man. Because that's the kind of real lesson that I want to get to is how long is it supposed to go? Because I've seen a lot of people that was mad that, oh, you out here performing with a dude that killed your brother and things of that nature. I'm like, bro, that was like a decade ago. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, how long do y'all want it to go? When is enough? At what point is it, okay, this is ridiculous? At what point? Because, okay, say I go kill King Homie. King like, oh, no, fuck that. 2 years later, he go kill me. 3 years later, somebody retaliated and kill him. Now his son involved. Now his uncle involved. Now his mom involved. Now somebody shoot up his grandma's house. Like, at what point is it enough? So we like, all right, bro, like, we both did some shit. Like, we got to put this behind us at some point, or else this whole community just gonna die. This is poison. Like, this is ridiculous. That's what's going on right now. Same thing with the King Von stuff. And listen, I don't want to be insensitive. Like, I understand. I don't want to. I'm not on no high horse saying that I'm better than anybody. I'm just saying, like, at some point, when are we gonna realize that the more we kind of support this type of behavior, support this type of music, support this type of attitude, support this type of manliness, this some macho stuff that we got to be having in our rap game, this realness that y'all call, this street shit that y'all call real and shit like that. When is taking care of our families gonna be real? At what point is not killing another black man gonna be real? At what point is not leaving childs without fathers gonna be real? Like, is this stuff, is that supposed to take a back seat? Because it's never gonna take a back seat to me. Never will that be. Never will, when I have a son, will he be taking a back seat to any priority like street shit? That to me is weird. Like, that's all I'm saying. It's weird to me that your priorities are that of a block, of a city, of a state, in a country. That alone is, think about how many levels it is to that. You talking about a block. You know what I mean? Like, that to me is wild. So for me, it's just, I can't continue to listen to us die and us get violence and violence and violence and violence and death and violence and violence. It feels like every single week in our rap game, and we just got to sit here back and take it because that's the real thing to do. To me, if that's the real thing to do, then I don't want to be real. I don't want to be down. I don't want to be none of that. If that's what's the real thing to do, then y'all can have that. Y'all can continue to support that. That's fine with me. But Jeezy, to me, a person that goes and says, hey, I know what you did wrong, but listen, eventually I got to put that behind me because I can't continue to carry that hate on. If I continue to carry the hate on, it's going to deteriorate me and who I am as a man. So I'm going to just go ahead and let that go. I ain't worried about it. I'm going to take all the little silly puns and jokes and all the disrespect you doing here on this stage, and I'm going to just keep pressing on because I know my life is good, and I know my family life is good. At some point as a man, you got to do that too. That's manly for me too. So if that's real, I don't want to be. If that's considered y'all real, going out and shooting somebody, then y'all do that. If to me, real is at some point you got to forgive.
I agree wholeheartedly with what you just said.
Mhm.
I think, like Nipsey always talked about it before, like we need a demonstration. Talking is cool. Anybody can talk about evolving. Anybody can talk about being a businessman. Anybody can talk about owning property, but we need a demonstration. And I felt like both sides are needed for that demonstration,
Mhm.
for it to be authentic. Because it's like, you got to think about it. Allegedly, Jeezy sent somebody to kill Gucci.
Mhm.
Straight up. That's the word. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? That's disputed, legally we can't say it, but allegedly that's the word. Gucci killed that dude and set it in the track and set it to Jeezy face. Like, yo, send somebody else at me, they going right back like how you did, in a box, straight back to you. And it's like, that's the issues going on. You know what I mean? And like you said, if I was to kill you, you come back and retaliate, and that person comes back and retaliate, and it goes on. That's what's going on in our communities. That's what's going on between these gangs. That's what's going on between these different neighborhoods beefing. That's what's going on in New York and Chicago and LA. Literally, that's what's happening in our communities. But we need the demonstration to show, yo, same thing happened between them in a real way. We all know where Gucci come from. We all know Gucci, like what his resume say in the streets and in the industry. We all know who Jeezy was connected to. We all know Jeezy reputation in the streets and in the industry. We need the demonstration. One person is mature. Well, they both mature, but at different levels. You know what I mean? Like you said, everybody can't be Jeezy.
Mhm.
But it's a lot of Gucci's running around here to where if you bring it up, hey, I'm still about it. And I'm going to let you know to your face, hey, if it's still an issue, I'm still ready to this day. It's okay. Not saying it's okay, but you can still be that way as long as one of you is mature enough to extend the branch and y'all both mature enough to come together and say, all right, bet, we're just going to leave it where it is. You know what I mean? And we won't have to be buddy. We won't have to make a mixtape, make an album, be at each other's house for Thanksgiving or nothing like that. But you got one person who's mature enough to like, hey, I'm extending the branch. Hey, we're gonna call it where it is. Boom, boom, boom. And we got one person that's, yo, I'm ready to take it there off rip.
Mhm.
They both was at a place to where, hey, we just gonna call it what it is. We good. And I think we needed that. We needed the immaturity from Gucci.
Mhm.
We needed the battle to start off with diss songs because it's like, yo, I've been saying this for 15 years. I'm gonna say it to your face because that's Gucci. Like
Mhm.
that's good. Because Jeezy got songs. He got Stay
Oh yeah.
Strapped. He had Stay Strapped. He could have hit him with that, but he's like, that's not where he is. You know what I mean? Gucci talk about like, yo, look how he dressed. like that was funny, bro. Like that's not me.
It was funny. It was funny. It was
Like,
funny.
bro, like look at me and look at him, bro. Like what we doing? But where was Jeezy at? Hey, this not a fashion show. If you want to
Yeah.
have a real competition, let's talk about real estate.
Yep.
Let's pull up what your real estate looking like. Now I'm talking about I don't gotta spend money on clothes. I buy property.
Yeah.
It's like it's different levels. You know what I mean? You got
Mhm.
street dudes, you got hood dudes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? One values looking a certain way, one
Yep.
values investing in something that's gonna create wealth.
Mhm.
We need to see both of them in their authentic form though. You know what I mean? Because we still got dudes that just want to dress this way, want to spend $10,000 on clothes, and we got another person that spend $10,000 on a duplex.
Mhm.
So it is for the demonstration. We needed both sides of it, and I think we saw the highest level of both sides. And for them at the end of the day to come together and say, "All right, we're gonna piece it up." That's. I think this was the best verses by far, hands down.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I think this was a demonstration at the time that we're
Mhm.
going through. Like we started off with this episode when people were just getting shot, people were getting killed.
Mhm.
We needed this symbol in our community to say, yo, this is possible.
Oh yeah. So I do want to. I want to, and I'll put this on the screen for everybody that's viewing on YouTube. But Charlamagne the God posted this, and it's 4 things, and it says where I learned from Gucci versus Jeezy, and the 2 that I want to kind of like they spoke to me, so I kind of want to just read it out loud so y'all can actually hear that and let y'all kind of sizzle your spirit. But number 2 is the past is a great teacher, but it's a terrible landlord. Learn from it, but don't live in it. Right. So that to me is just I don't know why that hit so hard, but that's a solid line, bro. Like the past is a great teacher, but it's a terrible landlord. Like that, I don't know why, but that's just something that it just when I watched that, I'd seen that Zach line perfectly. 3 is you're not over something until you're faced with the opportunity to respond the same way, but you respond in a different way. That's so real, dog. That is so real. I don't know how many times a week I think about something. I'm like, damn, I know. Remember 5 years ago that one time somebody said something to me, I done cussed them out. I probably wouldn't have did that today. Like, like I cringe at some of the shit the way I responded just even last year to certain things. So that to me is like real. Like the growth is real when you can respond a different way to the same situation. Like it's I ain't got much else to say besides that. But listen, man, don't be an empty shell. That's all I'm saying. Just don't be an empty shell, bro. Don't go for an image of realness or money or this and that at the expense of what's inside your soul, bro. Like don't do that, dog. Like we got to figure out what we really want in our communities, what we really want for our families, because the rate that we're going as far as the deaths of our rappers, just our rappers. We ain't even talking about the rest of the community. Let's just simply our rappers, our entertainers, bro. The way we headed, bro, is disgusting, dog. It's a bad trend, and that whether that be drugs, whether that be suicides, whether that be deaths by another person, we in it bad right now, man. And we gotta somehow turn it around. And the first thing we gotta do is figure out what we supporting and if we really should be supporting that type of stuff.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly, bro. But speaking of it, who you think won the battle though? Who you think won the versus?
Jeezy.
I had Jeezy in a landslide.
By far. I don't have my numbers here because I started and I think because it's an hour and 30 minutes. I remember this because I listened to it somewhat that night, but I was watching the game. I was going back and forth. But the next day I did a cardio session. I ended up doing an hour, and so I listened to the whole hour. And by the time I got done off the treadmill, I was like, I got this shit. I don't why even mark the rest of it. I'm just gonna listen to it because I already got it. I already got it a dub by GC. Like it just was a dub, bro.
It was crazy. Like I got round one on Gucci because like the audacity
it was
to start with that, like that energy. It was like, oh, you got to get
his commentary was great too.
Was that
his commentary throughout it was better though? Like Gucci's, like it was funnier. Like his commentary was.
It was It was amazing. Like everything about, like again, the memes had this perfect. Gucci won the popular vote.
Yep.
Jeezy won the electoral college, dog.
Like, yep.
Gucci, when he talk like, hey, look what he wearing, hilarious.
Yep.
Hey, bro, stop talking, play the music, hilarious.
Yep.
Hey, bro, get some current hits. You were 2005, hilarious.
Yep.
But when it come down to that music, dog, it wasn't even fair.
Gucci kind of dropped the ball to me a little bit. Towards his mid section was kind of weak.
Yeah.
To me, that's where he started losing ground. Like he started strong, he ended strong with like the all white bricks and songs like that towards the end of it. But the middle of it seemed a little soft in comparison to Jeezy. Not saying they were bad songs. Yeah. I'm just saying he came out with like his like third song was like I Think I Love Her.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a tough one to come out with early on. Not saying Gucci ain't got, Lemonade was like early. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, Lemonade was late. That was like,
was Lemonade late? Okay. Lemonade was late. Like, there was some early joints in there that I'm like, ooh, he started out kind of. The pacing is off. Like, so it was tough, man. But again, we may be biased.
Yeah, it's very few people that could be Jeezy to me though.
Yeah, it's very few. Yeah, like, and to me, it's very few people that could be Wayne. Like, like it's not. I don't think anybody outside of Kanye or Jay-Z will have a chance. Yeah, like that's where I'm at.
But he was like, yo, like get out the past, play some current hits, and then he played "Wake Up in the Sky." It's like, come on, Gucci,
where your recent hits at?
And then,
like, let's be honest,
Jeezy came back with them boys. It's like, come on, bro. Like, this was that work, bro. This is
Sky's the limit, dog.
Sky's
the limit. Black, bro. He started his shit just started hitting crazy after a while. Like, his songs just started hitting crazy. You started really remembering, like, it put you in the time. Like Gucci music is really good, but the substance is all the same.
Yeah.
The substance of all his hits is the same, as to where the substance of Young Jeezy stuff is lesson after lesson upon lesson. It's like a chapter in a book.
Yeah.
Like Gucci songs is like a poem of some sort, like a catchy little rhythm of it. Jeezy is writing books with chapters in them. Like it's lessons in it to be learned in those shits, man.
And
It's tough.
when he played the truth, because you knew it was gonna come. Like you
Mhm.
know it was gonna happen. Sooner or
Yeah.
later he was gonna play the
Mhm.
truth. And then they had that exchange, which I thought was dope. And again, the demonstration.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta have that.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta have that exchange. But then for Jeezy to play Get Your Mom Right, and it just
It was the one that I consider probably could have been the closest. Nah, I take that back. 2 Chainz and Rick Ross probably had the potential to be the closest as far as if you go just for a hit. 2 Chainz and Rick Ross, right?
yeah.
But this one, yeah, it was just everybody won. Everybody won. Let me start with that. Let me end with that. Everybody won, bro. Everybody that listened to it, everybody got to be a part of that. Everybody won.
I say everybody won in different ways.
Yeah.
Everybody won in different ways.
Everybody won in different
Everybody
ways.
ain't win.
Everybody didn't get the same win, but everybody got a piece of the pie.
Everybody,
Some people pie was
everybody
bigger.
eats, B.
Everybody ate though. Everybody got to eat. Everybody got to eat. Well, some people just got the crust, but some people got the whole pie. Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate it, man. I wonder. What do you think is next? Who can go next?
Man, well, T.I.
been on the docket for a long time.
Busta Rhymes has been asking for the smoke, bro. He has been asking. He was in the comments all night. He said, bro, give me 2 people. I'll battle them at the same time. Just give me somebody.
I don't know who, man.
Busta, bro. And I think
it got to be somebody from that timeline too, because I don't want to see nobody like,
man,
I don't know, bro.
But the thing is, like, who we gonna go up against, bro? Ain't too many people that can stand in front of Busta.
I don't want.
Ain't too many people that can stand in front of Busta, dog.
Nah.
It gotta be, you know, like somebody from like the Wu-Tang.
That's what I was thinking. It gotta be somebody from that timeline.
Somebody from like Wu-Tang. Fat Joe.
Yeah, Fat Joe might be a good one. Fat Joe might be a good one.
But it's
man.
That's
a level. That's a level that's hard to. Yeah,
I heard rumors of a Tribe Called Quest versus Outkast.
Ooh,
rumors of that.
Ooh, that's nasty.
You know, the Chris Brown versus Usher.
That's nasty too. I just don't think it ever happened.
Yeah, the ultimate is Kanye versus Drake, though. That's the ultimate.
That would be disgusting. I just don't think. I don't think they got enough in the bank to pay both of them.
That's when concerts come back, and then because they trying to take this on like as a show. That's the show right there.
Drake versus Kanye will be crazy.
That's the one. That's the pinnacle right there.
There's like I said, there's very few people to me in that bucket that is almost unstoppable unless they go against each other.
Yeah,
Busta Rhymes is almost is I probably
he's
could put him in
right there.
Sorry. Yeah, mm-hmm. But there's Jay-Z, Kanye, Lil Wayne, Drake, probably Kendrick.
But that's the thing. Kendrick got to go against Cole. Drake got to go against Kanye.
Yep.
Jay-Z got to go against Wayne. It's like the match is already made.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, can they?
Because nobody else outside of those group can beat anybody inside of those group.
Mm-hmm.
They can only beat each other.
Exactly.
There's nobody that can beat, like, there's nobody. And I'm going to just go out on a limb and say Drake will watch J. Cole and Kendrick.
Yeah. In a versus? Yes.
He will watch them, dog. He will watch them in that. Like, he would. But he has been out for longer, bigger for longer, I should say. But he will watch them in that. Like, you can say I'm wrong, say in a versus battle, hits?
Yeah.
Hits? Nah, bro. Nah. He'll watch them. And that's why I'm saying he could only go against a Kanye or a Jay-Z.
Yep.
He would only go against Kanye and Jay-Z. Yeah. But yeah, man.
It'd be interesting. You know who I want to see? I know we long with it. I want to see Missy, bro. I want to see somebody try Missy.
Is skirt flipping nigga yeah.
I want to see Missy put that thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
Man, you playing, but Missy dropped that fire like earlier this year or last year, I think it was.
Missy is she's
Missy
a
had
low key
that-
goat.
Missy had that joint. She had a couple songs on that joint. We reviewed it on here. I can't remember what it was called. but
Missy is a quiet goat, bro.
Missy.
She's
Oh,
a
Missy's
quiet goat.
Missy's a goat, man. I ain't even taking
The year flipping different playing yet?
Hey, this year. All right, man. Okay, last one. Last one. Who would you say R&B wise couldn't be beat? Male R&B artist. Because I know who it is. I don't
We
know.
both know who it is.
We know. We know who
Right
it
now,
is.
they are currently behind bars.
It's not. It is. Say what you want, bruh.
Ain't nobody.
Boosie
beating
said it the
hell.
best way. Ain't nobody beating Robert Kelly, bro.
Nobody.
There's nobody
bro.
dead or alive that is beating Robert Kelly.
Only person that can come close is Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Nobody else
versus
is close in a versus battle, hit for hit. Robert Kelly is wiping the floor with him. It's not close.
It'll be ugly.
It's not,
and it'll hurt even more because you hate him as a man.
It's not.
You
To get beat by a monster, not like just an evil person. Just you can't do nothing. Everybody, we were all rooting for you. That's like, everybody want you to win.
Yeah, bro.
You
It's
in
crazy,
there
bro.
getting-
I
you in
wish
there
it wasn't
getting
true.
these, bro.
I
Nah,
wish it wasn't true.
I wish it wasn't true. too.
Nobody beating that man.
I wish it wasn't true, but
That
it is
catalog is
disgusting, bro. It's
in so many ways it's disgusting. In so many ways.
Ugh. It would get so nasty though. Like imagine R. Kelly performing "Step in the Name of Love" right now. Everybody be looking at her like,
Bro.
you just a nasty
Step
motherfucker.
side to side. You right down there around. Down.
Hey.
Step foot right. Bring it back. Okay. You're like, no.
He said-
No. We dancing. We
You
dancing.
mad? You don't want to dance? You should dance anyway, bruh. All right, man. Let's get to it. Real quick. I'm gonna just be quick because I know we long winded and we've been talking about it for a long time. So my positivity shout out. Go see Jeezy. Shout out Jeezy again for all the reasons we stated before and many more. But the growth is amazing. We got your wife. I love her. Say this like it just whatever else I said, I had to get that one out. But anything else, I love where Jeezy going. I love his lifestyle. Shout out to Jeezy, positive shout out. That's an OG for real.
Yeah. My positivity shout out, I'm gonna keep it short, is LeVar Ball. We can say what you want. You can say what you want. You can hate the man. Results matter. In a time in a day and age where we need black fathers in the community, we need black fathers to step up. That man has produced for the first time in NBA history, 2 brothers in the top 3 picks. I think top 5, but 2 brothers, top 3 picks in the span of years. You can tell it's directly from his influence. Like that man has put the brand to the front. He's put them to the front. He has hyped them up. He has made them household names before they even got into the league. And just to see how powerful a black father can be when he's actually invested, again, the demonstration, bro. The demonstration on LeVar Ball. I respect that. I see the results and I salute him. Like, love him or hate him, the demonstration is on point.
Bro, let me get you one of these.
Yeah,
Bro, that one was crazy, dog. That was a good one. I don't know why. I'm mad I didn't even think about that one. Dog. That was a good one, dog. That was a fucking good one. Shout out, bro. I'm not even about to. All the hate, bro. I just be like all the hate, bro. All the hating, bro. All the hating, dog. We hate so much we neglect to see what's actually going on, bro.
But it's like they hate the process,
bro.
But he saw the end goal, and he knew what he had to do to get there. And it's like, if y'all gonna hate me, as long as my sons get there, I'm gonna do it.
Bro.
He did it, bro.
Y'all ain't even got dads clowning somebody dad. That's just crazy.
That's
That's the craziest part. That's the part that hurt the most. That's the part that hurt
You
the
had
most.
LeVar Ball in your household.
Y'all
You
wouldn't
knew it.
be, y'all wouldn't even be on Instagram. Y'all had no y'all ain't had no daddies. That's what y'all ain't doing, bro.
You ain't mad at me. You mad at yourself.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Bro, I was telling my truth that the other day. That I was saying they were talking about how people say it's impossible to make rain. I was like, bro, people tell you shit like that because it'll validate the fact that they didn't make it if you do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'll validate the fact that they failed in their goals, and so they try to dissuade you from yours, bro. Don't listen to shit like that. But I do want to say before we go, the funniest thing I seen this week. The funniest thing I seen this week was DJ Luke Nasty sampling Kirk Franklin's Melodies from Heaven. He made it into a song called Rain. And it's about, hold on, because I just can't, I can't fuck with niggas, bro. I can't fuck with niggas, bro. Why would he do that, dog? I don't even know. I don't know why this is so funny to me, but DJ Luke Nasty sampling Kirk Franklin's Melodies from Heaven, basically into a song called Rain. And I'm gonna just put the album cover up here right now for you. Just look at that for just a second. just have a look see of what the kind of fuckery is going on here, dog. And that's all I gotta say, bro. That's the funniest thing I've seen all week.
Oh, man.
Bruh.
This is a good one, bro.
Yeah, man. Very, very funny, man. Pew, pew, pew. All right.
Hold up. Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
It's look too.
All right, man. You got anything for closing statement?
Nah, man. I just appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for holding us accountable. Appreciate y'all for supporting us. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is Who Am I Pod.
Thank you.
Who am I? The girls them sugar.